I was just looking for fast life, and I got mixed up in drugs. I ended up getting caught, and I was sentenced to prison life. But before I went, I had an understanding of the Lord. I just didn't live it. And then once I got in prison, it gave me all the time I needed to study. Through my study, I realized that the Lord has blessed me with the talents of being a mechanic. And once upon my release, I continued. And I asked the church if they could help me.
He detailed that he needed some help with his first month's rent to start his business. And while we don't normally help people with businesses, we felt it a worthy calling that Alfonso could not only support himself with this, but he could help other people through his ministry.
So they had gave me a check, and I applied it to the lease, and it's been going ever since then, and that's going on 9 years. Well, I know in the scripture it says to honor everything that you do as you're doing it for the Lord. So every morning I pray about my customers. I pray about my work. If I come into some kind of problem that I can't fix, I'll stop and I'll pray about it, and I'll just put it in God's hands, and it just seems like He's there helping me. Most of the people come here, they're either hurting financially or they have gone through something similar that I'm going through.
I was having vehicle troubles. I was having trouble with money at the time. Couldn't find a place to look at my vehicle. I ended up stumbling across this shop, and I just came right on in and I told him my situation. We just got to talking. He started telling me about how he's a Christian, how he's changed his life, and he ended up showing me how to build a motor from scratch and asking me if I could come to work for him. I just fell in love with him as like a father figure. He's just a great person. He's a great person to work for. I go home knowing every day that if I have a problem, I have somebody to call.
I was going through a really bad addiction to heroin. I was going to rehab at the same time, and he kind of was my extra support. He really has helped me stay sober and get me through it. And was interested in knowing how much mechanic knowledge I had, and I told him I wanted to learn more. And he said, well, if you want, I'd be more than happy to employ you as well, and you kind of be by my side and hand me tools and just watch. And then once we get to a place where you have enough knowledge, we can start fixing cars together. One day he handed me 2 keys and said, these are yours. I'm going to make you manager of the shop. He is so supportive and so helpful. I can't even thank him enough.
I feel like this business is the Lord's, and I believe He just entrusted me with everything that I have, and He has opened all kinds of opportunity and doors for me. And if it consists of working in an automotive field to help people, that's what I'll do.